things. Doing the things. Doing the things. Okay. Now you should be able to.
All right. So our party has been finding out more and more information about the cult of the dragon, who have shifted their focus from individually raising Draco liches to focusing their efforts and trying to bring forth Tiamat. It was no small feat to learn all of this information. And once you guys had gathered enough proof, uh, Sildar had gathered that council. The Council of Waterdeep. The heads of the Lord's Alliance and many allied factions that lie within. Um, they seemed very pleased that you took out the Black Worm Speaker, Resmir, as well as acquired her Black Dragon Mask. You currently have been told of Varum the White, who has been causing a ruckus as he searches northwards, uh, and he has been seen with the White Dragon Mask as well. You know Varum as the man who got the promotion over Talus, and she wanted you to humiliate him. Uh, your bard friend got a little whisper in his ear about how Varum is no longer north. Varum has retreated southwards, and Varum is no longer in possession of the White Dragon Mask. So you have a split objective. This isn't a choose one and the other disappears situation. But I can't guarantee, depending on what you guys do, I can't guarantee the other thing's going to stay open. And that's just because I genuinely don't know what you guys might do.
That sounds promising.
There's a large probability that you'll be able to do both if you seek to.
Yeah, that's not ominous at all.
Now,
But you guys have also done some shit before. So I leave my options. I never speak in absolutes.
I would definitely not do that with this party.
Yeah.
But hi, I'm new here.
Hi, new here. I'm Ao.
um, I would like a group decision because I vote for a push as far as we possibly can this session.
This is the thing. They both have their merits. It is the Worm Speaker. So regardless of if he has the mask or not, he is a high-ranking, lieutenant in this thing. Yeah.
Oh, so either we go after the Worm Speaker or we go after the mask.
Yes, because they are currently in opposite directions.
And what?
This is not to say that one would shut off the other completely.
And what? How was the mission from Sildar and everybody phrased exactly?
Well, from their information, he had the mask, so they just figured go get him, and they're all in the same place.
But according to the intel that I received,
the mask is not with him. So we have to determine if they need him more than the mask.
Correct.
Like, if the mask was a bonus, then we just go get him.
Right.
I mean, you possibly send your Raven, but by that point, we'd already be on the road. Because it takes a while to get there. No one has message capabilities where we are, do they?
I do.
No,
Sending
I mean, like,
end message.
Sending end message?
Yes, I do.
If you have sending, I would suggest asking Sildar for
a little
the council's
input.
Yeah, what is the deeper need so that we don't go in the wrong direction and fuck him over?
And I met Sendar directly when I was at the council meeting with everyone else, correct?
Mm-hmm. You're introduced. If not, you definitely saw him speak and he was introduced.
Okay.
So he's sending to him to find where you should be focusing.
So I'm gonna obviously I'll cast sending. I will ask him, Sendar, received information. Do we want the mask or the person directly?
They're in opposite ends.
They are in opposite directions. I'd like some input, please.
We assume that we've had a chance to rest, or have we not rested yet?
You guys have spent like a week in Phandalin.
We
In
have
this
the
session-
well-rested bonus.
Yeah, you guys
No,
have
I'm
been
just wondering because I
relaxing,
have
waiting on
damage
orders.
numbers listed. I don't know what it's from now.
Probably from the worm, but
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Duh.
so this is after the Alaskan bullworm, and I do have that guitar then. Okay,
yes.
I'm just double asking.
After a while, you receive a message back. Use your intuition.
DM's way of saying you are
It's
not
how
getting
we've
around this
entrusted.
choice.
It's why we've entrusted you with this task.
Okay, I'm rolling a d20. Highs is north or wherever the fuck aside from south.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
well, what
guys
is it?
are
Goddamn
Here's
minds.
the highest, right?
you guys are the Marines. You guys are the orbital
on the
drop
ground.
shock troopers. You are the first
Wait, who am
people
I in
that they
this
are
game?
sending into things.
ODSTs.
Well, Scott, before you make that roll, Balazar would relay the information that what Sendar said, and Balazar would feel that we can always go for the mask later, knowing where it is. We should get this guy first with
I
all the
would say-
information that I have.
Yeah, considering you guys had that book, you know the mask in some way can be tied into the ritual of Tiamat being raised.
That's what I was
However-
going to ask. Like, is this guy super important, or does
However, this is like a
no matter
general.
what, it's the mask that's important?
They're both kind of important. One is a useful item that can prove detrimental if they lose it, or you guys are still figuring out what the masks all do, but it looks to be something.
It seems to be a key of some kind that's needed for their end game.
Seems to be part
If it's
of their
part of the
end game.
ritual, I vote for the mask because they also
and
cheat
then-
worm speakers all the time.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and then Varum would be like one of the generals. Like this is their top guys that are running this and making this happen. You
So
know
how
that
many
you do know that
folk-
there is one guy above it, but it's like the people that run it are the worm speakers.
All right, so I'm voting mask. Paragon's not here. Scalero, what are you voting, mask or person?
One is gonna be in the tundra. One is gonna be I'd say more like wetlands, not really swamps, but
Typing where? That's exactly. Are you with us, Will?
Yes.
Are you thinking?
they're taking a vote north or south. North to
versus
go after
person.
the mask, or south to go after the worm speaker.
Yeah, north.
I vote mask.
Okay, see, I was going mask versus person. You guys went north or south, so now I'm confused.
They went for mask too. They
They
all
went
went
for
for mask.
mask. Yeah, we're okay. So
So
unanimous
we're
decision.
4 out of
It's
6 for
mask.
mask. So it
Yeah.
gets mask.
What?
Fuck up the ritual so they can't do it. Hopefully.
Correct. I
Oh,
think the
not in
item holds more importance than say getting the guy at this moment. If we get the items to stop the ritual, they'll come to us.
Plus, if that guy got killed, they'll just replace him anyway.
Correct.
That guy was
Whereas-
also the one facilitating the massive haul of all of that money that was stolen from all the towns to their final ritual place.
I'm
Okay.
sure he's
So
taking
yeah, he is
scrambled a little
disposable,
bit 'cause
but
we-
he is still a high roller, you know.
Right, but if we take the item, he'll come to us sooner or later.
Let's
But
see
if we
here.
get him, the mass is gonna move, and they'll be one step closer to what their goal is.
yeah, especially if he already has people going after it.
Correct. So I say we know where the mask is now. Let's go
Plus
for this mask.
We also made his job a little harder by taking away a cloud castle
Right.
load of.
Oh, map
Gold.
change.
Okay. I'll be right back. The food I obtained has something on it I can't have, so I gotta trade it.
You're an obtained. Scott, did you come up with the tabard?
For your
For your
specifically.
for your party? Because you have been working on sewing and knitting and the like? Tabards and symbols for the
One
mystics?
moment while I freeball something.
I told you about
But your
this a few
shelf is
weeks
showing
ago.
quite a bit,
You
Scotty.
son of a...
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for that.
I don't know why. It doesn't usually. That's why I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Alright, so north was for the mask, south was for the guy.
Yeah, pretty much everyone.
No, I just wanted to make sure for the note taking that I didn't fuck that up again.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's not the right thing. Oh, hey, those are all the things I've uploaded. That's kind of cool. Uh, Nice. I didn't even realize I had all these little tokens.
Tiamat, M-A-T, or Tiamat, M-E-T?
AT.
Yeah.
IAT.
Okay.
Better hope she doesn't find out you didn't know her name.
I know her name. I just can't spell at the moment.
So what's your name, girl? What's your sign?
Man, you must be up out your mind.
Tiamat.
Out my ear.
Oh man, that's more than beer goggles, man. All right, picture time.
Looking at all these tokens.
I'm gonna grab some smell. Oh. Just around the corner, so I should be able to hear you. Oh, hi. Did I move? What happened?
Oh yeah, I can search. Yeah, you know,
Trying not to be
that'll
too
work.
intricate with it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be the final design right now. I just thought you might have worked on it, you son of a.
To be fair, he has been working at my house 3 days a week.
I
Not
have
nearly
been-
compared to your hours.
Oh,
I'm just saying he hasn't
so
been
it's
home.
so it's your fault. Okay.
Oh damn. Well,
I'll take blame. It's fine.
I want to say y'all are about, you know, this would be where Fandolin is.
Wonderful.
Make a little,
Discord.
body to-
Sorry, it took a little bit longer than anticipated.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, I was going for the pally feel, so fuck, you know, I'm trying, alright? Camera. Supposed to be a blue-eyed, one, like, blooming lotus. So, supposed to be an Eye of Odin at the bottom. And the entire, you know, outside is a shield.
Well, not on the.
Where the
Alright,
fuck
I'm
did I
here.
just post
Oh,
that?
there we go.
I don't even think I put that in Mystics, did I?
Post what?
You're such a fucking bitch, Discord. I hate you. I hate you sometimes. Oh, you're so fucking rude. Alright, well, let's go on and show me what you got, because I can.
Fine.
Again, I am no artist.
I just play one on TV.
Sure, let's go with that
I
one.
think that is doctor.
Are you
But okay.
serious, Discord? I'm gonna...
You'll know read.
Yeah, I'm gonna McFucking ring.
Goblins. Creatures.
Patience and time.
Dark layers.
One more goddamn motherfucking time, please.
Okay.
Please, maybe.
Now, while
Okay.
we're traveling north, are we on horses individually? We in a carriage? What's up?
So,
Fuck.
you will be trying to find this fucking. I'm just gonna draw a dot because I thought I might have had like a token of some kind for you. Let me. Whoop.
Thank you. Holy shit. Final
Nope.
McFucking Lee.
Okay.
I'm hot
Is
garbage,
this
I'm
your-
sorry.
Is this your shield for your paladin?
It is Antabard.
Pink dot is going to be. Yeah, you guys actually would be lower from
Holy
you got
McFuck.
there. Pink dot is Fandolin.
Okay, pink dot is town. Got it.
That is your home base. Roughly. It might be a little higher up here, but yeah.
That general area, but yeah, understood.
Yeah. It's about a day's ride. You get to Neverwinter. You could probably end up going faster just because you guys have access to better horses and feed and such. And from Neverwinter, because through the Lord's Alliance, they have a ship that will bring you up the coast to Luskin, which is the final port city, where you can either decide to try and go up and through the ice flows,
Or through
Or-
the mountain.
yeah, through the spine of the world.
Oh.
Being
So that's all going to be That's all going to be free for you, because you guys are sponsored by the cities.
okay.
So ration, food, basic shit like that, you're not going to need. That's all covered.
Okay,
Um,
that's good.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we're going north. We'll get you guys on the boat. The Gult sees you guys off at the port at Neverwinter.
Hooray.
He seems to be the de facto leader of the council so far.
Okay.
So it is the Council of Waterdeep, but it is not inherently run by the person who hosts it. But yeah, so he made sure you're outfitted pretty nicely. You've got a plenty hardy ship and a nice crew to help get you through. You're not really gonna have to necessarily go into huge amounts of open water because you're going up the coast.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys would like to grab along the way, or where you would like to stop before Luskin, or
I don't know so much stop, probably throughout the days. Probably
oh, it
talk.
won't take too long. Because of the
No.
ship, it'll take you probably just a couple days to get from
Okay,
where
fair.
you are to Luskin.
Fair enough, but in between my time on the ship with everybody, whatever downtime or throughout whatever happens, probably just get introductions out of the way that we haven't really done it.
We just kind of absorbed you into the group.
Yeah, I'm like,
Like,
I
okay.
mean, I can keep on with the nicknames, but I don't know how far I'll get if Scalero doesn't punch me soon.
Oh, you mean Big Pussy?
Take the whole thing.
Damn, bro. Okay.
I love you, William.
Richard's forgiveness over here.
Tim, I need
Oh,
that movable
Scotty.
rod.
Oh, wait, no, we can't talk about that right now. Never mind. Later, double check my storytelling. Because I told Tim about that because he
It's
was
okay. It's okay, guys. Context will eventually happen. But yeah, so you just get cozy with your squad.
Just trying to, introduce myself that I'm not just chatterbox. Well, too much of a chatterbox anyway, but
Not just
I
a
was-
lube.
yeah, not just a not just a hunk of blue scales like
Like, not a Skyrim NPC. Got it.
yes.
So you get
I am Dovahkiin.
Interrupting.
you guys got a couple days of some seafaring. Let's see.
I would assume on the trip Paragon would be with us, but he's just in silent mode.
I was gonna say I was thinking either he is in his kind of shell mode, because that's happened before, where a shock of memory has kind of made him go blank in the robot.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking either that, or depending on how long you guys spend up there, he might be digging through that cave with Sparky and
Okay.
Thagrin.
You know, I think, honestly, I would leave it up to him. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I would.
Well,
Dicey.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were the options?
Either he can come with you guys, or because he's not actually here, Paragon could be with you, just currently in an inert state.
Like the
Like-
White Eyes mode from Ben
Yeah,
Delvers?
yeah,
That's dangerous.
exactly. Yeah, where it's like, hey, he was poking around in Fandelver, so either this happened and you guys are bringing him with you to hopefully snap him out of it, or he's going to be exploring Fandelver while you're up here.
I'm on autopilot could be unbreakable. I kind of suggest he hang out and continue his work in the mines, but that's just off the cuff.
Yeah, I would
Up to you
say
guys.
put him in his adventure, because Then at least
that
he's
English?
looking forward to something.
Doo, doo, doo. Eh. All right. Sorry, because this it all comes down to a tree of your decisions. So I have to. It's like a fucking Goosebumps book. It's like, oh, you choose this path. All right,
Yep,
flip to this
now
page.
on to the next page. Yep.
Does anybody else have any input on that?
Uh, yeah, no, I would leave him in the cave, let him dig for buried treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, he is also one of the tankier. I mean, you know,
He's
fighters,
the
so.
tank. Yeah.
So
Okay,
having
we'll
autopilot
say he
helps
did
him.
the explorations, but currently he is in an inert mode. He is currently
wide-eyed.
kind of like how when he's resting, and he's just inactive, and not fetal, but like his knees are up to his chest, and he's just in the most optimal like storage thing. And he's just riding the boat like that, and he's getting weird looks every now and then, whispers of, I think I heard there's an island where his kin just kill all who step foot. Just all these pirate
Okay, so he's
tales
with us
and
regardless. He's just on autopilot.
yeah.
I
See
thought
some of
we
the
were
more
being-
superstitious of the sailors avoid him or have their own little sign of the cross, toss salt over the shoulder,
Shoulder.
superstition type things. Yeah. All right. So, this can be interesting. Are you guys leaning more sea route or land route when you get to Luskin?
Party time. I stay silent till the end of this shit for this reason.
Do I know anything about either route given my traveling experience?
Both
I
are
was gonna-
treacherous.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Both are treacherous.
There are no good choices.
Currently, I would say in my world, north of the spine of the world has calmed down in the last few years. Luckily, they actually get sunlight now, but there was a teensy weensy little problem with the goddess of frost and death casting eternal darkness on them for 2 straight years.
Well,
You guys
Personally, I'd
actually
rather
encountered the party that stopped that while you were on the caravan. One of them, your party member paid to bang.
Personally, I'd rather treacherous with solid footing than treacherous in swimming. That's my vote.
So you want to go through the spine, or do you want to?
Yeah. I think Scott,
I
I'm
would
for
rather
sure
gear up
going to say wants to go through the spine, but he's going to let you guys decide. But he wants to go through the mountains.
Like, we will need some cold climbing gear, but I'd rather go on land than on sea.
out of game, obviously. I have the Sea Monster manual behind me.
Oh, but those are the most fun.
You're
Oh,
trying to kill me
Skyboy.
in my 18 armor class.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Drown the Paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's go through the mountains.
So we have land for Balazar, land for Tamara. I didn't hear who you said also wanted land.
Scott.
Scalero, you're pretty not so buoyant pachyderm. Do you
I
how
was
well
gonna
do you
say-
swim?
I'd reckon with Paragon, he might not need to breathe, but if you guys think, oh, if we hit some bad weather out in the water and Paragon falls overboard, there's almost no one able to get him, at least not very easily, because he'll just sink, and if he's inactive, he's gonna sink and live at the bottom of the water.
So he's completely inactive, not autopilot. He's just shut down.
Yeah,
We
something
should have left him
happened
in
when he
Fandolin so that he
was.
was safe.
Well, I would say your thinking is we've seen him in this state before. We've been able to snap him out of it before. So, if anyone's going to be able to get him out, it'll be us.
I will randomly bother him and try to see if he will, take over and clean my little short sword or whatever dagger it is. I think it's short sword. Like it's
Yeah.
his routine, and he really hates when things are like rusted and not sharp edge. So I will continuously make one just slightly worse. So hopefully it irritates his OCD.
I was going to say Tokris would definitely be doing shit like that, like taking his axe and just scraping barnacles off the side of the wheel, like, oh, that's gonna hurt the edge. Don't you want to sharpen that, buddy?
I'm not as evil as that, but something in that vein, but the nicer
Yeah.
version. Mama wants you caffeinated.
Yeah.
I did the caffeination.
Sorry.
I appreciate.
You guys managed to make your way safely. I wasn't gonna hit you with this terrible, terrible storm going up the coast here. All right. So, of the lot of you, I would say Tornos, probably Tamara. Balazar might know it from hearing the stories because it's one of the most recent legendary stories. Luskin is a city that is kind of part of the Lord's Alliance. They're not directly. If we're talking America, this is like Puerto Rico. It's, hey, you're not part of us. You don't really get a say in it, but we do kind of own you. So stay in line. But people would know that is for a very good reason. For quite some time. I'd say probably as you start to get closer to shore in Luskin, you'll start to see it. At first, you're thinking, oh, there must be the mountain, the spine of the world. It must be like poking out just over here. Did they put a lighthouse at one of its peaks? No. This is a massive tower. This tower is from called the Post Tower of the Arcane. And as you get closer, you see is actually this hulking tree of a tower. Let's see if I can pull up a good picture here. While everyone else was playing goody-goody over the last 100 years, trying to recover from the spell plague and such, the Lord's Alliance came from that chaos and tried to unite some of the bigger cities. Luskin always stood outside of that. They weren't opposed, but they were very much like, we're independent. Like, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want to do. Partly because a lot of them did profit off of pirating. So they were like, I'm not going to ally with you, and then I'll have to stop stealing from you? What's that? So those would be the normal folk of Luskin, the fishermen, the pirates, the rough and tumble. This would be the northernmost city before it gets real dicey, Tundraland. Uh, the host tower has been home to the Arcane Brotherhood for quite some time, and up until recently, the Arcane Brotherhood had pretty much complete control over this town. They tried to take advantage of some horrid events and were swiftly put in their place by the Lord's Alliance, to the point that it's kind of at a standstill. They can't really destroy their tower, but they can't, the Arcane Brotherhood can't really leave their premises and just wander through town. It's like they can,
They're effectively on
go
tower.
places. Yeah, they can go places, but generally it's teleporting in and out of this tower because the town that they pretty much forced to try to fight the Lord's Alliance on its own got fucking crushed. And it's like, oh, Lord's Alliance doesn't hold it against the Luskins so much, but, these once proud people got spanked.
Can you put the town name in chat somewhere? 'Cause I'm not
The
sure
town name?
Thank you.
Let's see. I want to make sure this was the spot that I think this history is part of. Pre-spell plague. They're built on that. They are the major connection between the northern lands and the rest of the place. Like the rest of the Sword Coast. So they do have a very strong shipping economy as well. As they are the redheaded stepchild of the group currently, they are seeing the rest of the Lord's Alliance catch up to their advancements, and they are not really being shared information on how to advance. So it's
contentious.
No, yeah. Some people get it. Some people are pissed. It's like, yeah. I mean, we literally did try to fucking blow up Neverwinter 20 years ago. So, yeah, it makes sense that they would kind of come here and make sure that we're not trying to blow them up. Son of a bitch. Where did this happen? I'm pretty sure it's this town here. I want to make sure before I say this, because relationships, worshippers, histories. Ah, okay. That was not where I thought it was. Okay. My fault. I thought that was the spot where Torm kind of ascended to godhood. That was a different port city.
Different locale.
Yeah. But yeah, you do know that this is someplace that is still granted a bit of their freedom. They do still attract a bit of arcane-centric folk that are here because of the influence of the Arcane Brotherhood for so many years. It's become a hub of Netherese artifacts. Who is holding our new friend, Mr. Pointy Blade?
New
The
friend?
sword?
Who's got the sentient sword? That Paragon? Because we figured he's not organic.
I thought I put it in the bag, even though Paragon
There's
said
potential.
he
Okay.
didn't like it. because we were gonna have somebody look into this sword.
Give me 1 second because the dog is whining at my door, but someone should have fed them by now. I'm going to double check that
Okay.
because she is really starting to bug me with this.
There's a pointy sword that talks. What?
There's
I'm pretty
sentient
sure you were
sword,
there for that.
and Paragon was very much so against putting it in the bag of holding. But I was very much against letting Paragon have it in case it was bad and it could influence him.
I
And
don't
I think we
remember
were
us getting a
supposed to
talking
talk to
sword.
somebody.
So you may have actually seen this sword once or twice before their crew got on. After the commotion is when they discovered this sword, so you were already hiding under bodies. But
Okay.
this sword was being carried by Resmir, the Black Worm Speaker. And it just... I'd say when you did see it, you felt something in your mind. It was almost like a whisper. What languages do you know?
Balazar's dumb as stump. Only Draconic and Common.
Okay. You wouldn't know what it was saying, but it would sound almost like words that you would know.
Mhm.
Trying to think what would be a good, like German to English. Like it doesn't
Okay.
always match up, but some of it's like, hold on, I think I might know that word. Like,
Right.
I was gonna say like, Spanish and Italian. I was like, no, that is way more overlap.
Yeah.
But
Right.
if you guys
Fight with
do
Red
openly
Spears,
talk
so
about
it's-
it, yeah. Was that?
In my notes, I just saw the fight with Resmir, so if we got it off of her,
Oh yeah, Scott picked it up, and it whispered to him in a language he didn't understand, so he
yeah,
went to throw
sword
it
is
out the window.
evil and whispers, then it whispers in a language he doesn't know, then can you understand me now? Tornos told me she stops him from throwing them out
Yeah.
the
He's
window.
like, I throw it out the window, and everyone's like, wait, can I stop him? I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and not even make you roll for it, because please don't fucking throw this out the window.
Yeah, and he goes, as he chose to drop the mask and sword into my bag of holding, everyone hears it say, wait. She asks why, find out it's sentient. Paragon tests the idea of the sentient piece of machinery in a bag, but I persuade him to allow us to sleep on it. So it's in the bag.
I mean, I suppose it doesn't have to breathe or anything, so
Yeah, we were supposed to.
y'all forgot about him.
Yeah,
For a
I would have
week.
asked Sildar about it if I had remembered, but whoops. Or seen if he knew somebody who could look in, detect his properties.
So it's in your bag of holding tomorrow?
Yeah.
You feel a quiver coming from the bag
Just now, or it's happened
as
before?
you guys are getting to Luskin. As you kind of, I wouldn't say cross the threshold into Luskin necessarily. Like there's no physical barrier that you're crossing. But just you guys notice that tower, you're getting closer to the town, and then suddenly some movement from within your bag.
Like this thing is trying to get out of said bag.
Or at least being affected by where it's at. It's an arcane tower.
Arcane.
This
Enchanted.
town known for Netherese artifacts.
So
Don't y'all have a book that's in a language that's like Frappanese? Never? Neverick?
Neverese.
No. It's not Neverick. Neverish. Yes. No.
Help.
I think I've cacawed
you
hard
told me
enough.
it was Neferese.
I know. I was facetiously cacawing at you as you pull into port.
I don't remember a book in it. I just know that it spoke that to Tornos.
There's the book with the mask information, as well as I believe Resmir's book. A lot of the spell books, it looked like, or ancient arcane tomes, were written in this language that looked like draconic script, but it was not draconic.
Like older draconic.
Like
Latin.
this sword was telling you, "Hey, buddy, I can help you read that."
Who has that? 'Cause it might be in their inventory.
You.
I have the book too. I have the mask.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you definitely have the sword.
I have the sword. I don't know about the book because I'm not remembering what book off the top of my head.
But also the benefit of him knowing this language, you guys are going to a town known for collecting artifacts and having people that are searching for arcane secrets, and this might be the spot, is what I'm saying.
The spot to ask people, or the spot to keep it hidden because they're gonna try to take it.
No, the spot to
Okay,
ask people.
people.
Okay.
It's mostly academic. I mean, the Arcane Brotherhood definitely was not above fucking shit up, but like, because of the presence of the Lord's Alliance, no one's trying to get rowdy. So this is like, hey, you can come here and do stuff, but like, mind your fucking, keep your hands in your pockets, no fucking mage hands.
Where on the map did we pull into port?
Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
I know he said it earlier. He didn't move the token.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely let the people in my party quietly let know, like, I think we need to talk to somebody about this sword. It's been sitting quiet for a while, but it's starting to stir, and this might be a good place to tell somebody who actually knows something.
To stir.
Well, you said it was.
I know.
That's unsettling.
Well, it's a place of I would know that it's a place known for magic. Like, even if I haven't been here personally, I've heard plenty about this place
Yeah.
in all of my travels.
You would know of it because you're over 100 years old, so you've seen their effect in the area. The Netherese learned their magics initially from the elves, and then they found these ancient scrolls from one of the original races, a race that kind of figured out the formulaic way of magic. So they went, oh, fuck your elven, everything's in balance, I'm going to help myself with this stuff. I'm going to lop the top off of mountains so I can make a floating city. So shit like that was going on for a hot minute before Krasis accidentally Mystra and kind of wiped out the Netherese Empire thousands of years ago. Hence why you guys are capped at level 9 spells. Mystra was like, fuck y'all level 11 spells. No more. But yeah, you would know about it because, yeah, they've been a fucking menace. Not necessarily, an empire taking over people, but it was like, they don't mind walking into your town and causing a massive riot if it means that they can walk off with that artifact they've been looking for.
Right, so show him the book, don't show him the sword.
Oh, the Arcane Brotherhood is... I wouldn't say necessarily contained. They can leave through magic means, but you're not going to worry about the Arcane Brotherhood in this town stealing from you. Because they are so amped and ready to pounce on these motherfuckers if they come out.
So I might want to put my Lord's Alliance ring away.
Oh.
So I'm gonna
Do you,
that.
boo-boo? Do you, boo boo?
Yes. Less attention, the better.
Sounds about right.
Do. Gonna pop you over to, if I can fucking see where I just did that. There we go. Bam. Nice little
Oh
picture here
shit,
for
son. Wow,
Nice.
that's pretty.
It is.
And the host tower.
That is
post,
ominous
not
as
post. Okay.
fuck.
Yup.
It is very ominous.
What? That's like fucking what is it? The Contessa's headquarters in Sly Cooper. Like that's not
Yeah.
menacing.
No, definitely not.
Okay, bud.
Fucking hell.
All right. So how are we transporting Paragon? Just saying.
I'm more or less pulling the grandma usher. Like I'm like, okay, bud, here we go. Like
Does
I
he get
haven't
out of
met-
this sitting position, or is he stuck in this sitting position? Like if we pull him along behind us, will he take our hand and walk beside us, or do we need to find a cart?
He's kind of locked in this position.
oh.
So
boy.
basically, we
Need a
gotta find a
trolley.
cart.
Ugh.
Hey. Hey, Scott.
Timothy.
Hey, Scott.
Timothy.
What spell do you have, Scott?
Hang on. Am I missing something, Dad? I might be missing something.
Yes, you are. What spell do you have in World of Warcraft that you were totally excited you actually have as a paladin in D&D?
Consecrate?
Scott, can you summon a steed?
Oh, yes. Divine Steed. I'm dumb.
I'm sorry, Kaka. Was I supposed to make that noise?
Yes. No, at that moment, it's like, oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
So what kind of what?
I mean, we can put him on the horse and travel with the
Scott.
horse.
Yes, Timothy.
Why don't you just give it a little whistle?
I would whistle at the top, but I don't want to deafen everybody.
So you're gonna whistle for your
Yes.
steed?
I would,
Welcome.
but I don't even know if my mic would.
Yes,
pick it
you're
up.
not gonna physically do it. Okay. Let's see here. What is the best representation I want to go with? That's pretty, but that's awesome.
Well, you could.
Look at my
You can
horse.
go with some. Yeah. I was gonna say something. You can either go with the tiefling variant of a horse or something out of the Norse pantheon.
The
Either or
actual
would be
horse that
acceptable.
you owned.
Sleipnir.
There we go. That works.
The 8-legged draft horse.
That would be strong enough to move a Paragon.
Um,
Can you put its name in the chat?
now
You
for
should
the
know
time-
your Nordic mythology.
Now, for the time being, are we tying Paragon to said horse, or we're gonna actually attach a cart to said horse? Goddamn.
I'm sure you can get a cart.
Dolly
This
or
is a
something.
massive horse, so you probably could tie him on there, but because he is kind of balled up, a heavy chunk of metal.
Yeah, it might be better off getting a cart.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now we came into port.
Yeah, you've come to port. You managed to get off. Looks like this wasn't solely for you guys to travel. They are also moving some goods.
Right. So as they're moving goods, and as I'm gonna try to see if I can go to like, like a deckhand that doesn't seem too busy, but is still doing something, and like, I do apologize from distracting you from your job, but we do need a little carriage. Would you have any idea of where to procure one from?
Eh, I look like a stable hand to you, boy.
I'm just looking for some information. I was not inquiring anything. Just a little information if you could spare the time.
I reckon you follow the smell of horse shit and you'll find who you're looking for. Hawks a loogie at the floor and keeps dragging this thing behind him.
Precious you are. Thank you.
He has to stevedore. Hey, do you know where I can get a cart?
That is.
As he's unloading a fucking boat.
I don't think we
Yeah.
would have went too far to look for something, but
Yeah. No, you can definitely find it fairly easily walking through the town. Let me get you. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can't just fucking copy paste. I have to save the image.
I think if you drag the image onto where you want to post it to, it should just copy paste it there.
Oh, I tried and it wouldn't.
Okay.
Well, the dragging would. I tried to copy, like right click copy and right click paste, and it didn't want to do it for me. A little better overview of their city here.
All right, so we're somewhere in Dragon's Beach.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you managed to find your way. I mean, people aren't too friendly. It seems like the hustle and bustle. People are trying to get their goddamn money. Where the fuck is it? I just had the name of the guy you're gonna meet. Oh, that's why I'm on the wrong page. Luskin. No. No. Oh, because his name isn't popping up there. Okay. All right.
According to the map, the stables are on the other side of the town.
Yes.
Oh boy.
But we're not gonna try to drag Paragon throughout the whole fucking city. We need to get something that we can at least put him in.
Hey, Will, give me a strength check. With advantage, because you're large. Or however that craziness works with you being able to carry a lot, being a Loxodon.
$19.
Yeah, simple enough. While you guys are trying to figure out the best way to bring Paragon with you, your friend Scalero here sees a couple of meat hooks, some like fish hooks and stuff to, carry meat around, and he just tink, tink, throws them over his shoulder and starts carrying him.
That solves half our problem.
I like this man's thinking. I follow him.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Will has a racial feat that is going to make that way easier to at least get him to a cart.
Fair enough. I wasn't assuming that. I haven't messed with the Lexodon.
I was gonna say, I don't think anybody has really interacted aside from Tornos. Because I pokey stabby you.
Okay. Well, this should get us to the stable so we can get a cart. Tornos, Tamara, shall we head off?
And away we go.
What he said.
I love that they actually fucking wrote this down. Oh man. You begin to make your way through Luskin. See a whole slew of interesting characters around. It looks like a lot of rough and tumble types. I'd say mostly you notice this is humans. If we're gonna talk Elder Scrolls, this would be getting close to Skyrim-ish. Like these would be like the Nords. Like they are descendant of the people of this area.
So what you're saying, this is Windhelm.
Yeah, these are your Scandinavian folk.
Okay.
Your Danes.
Yeah, Danes.
But also, something you don't normally see, there's a considerable amount of drow in the city as well. Alright.
Is it overcast?
Almost eternally.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That Des, my comment for Windhelm still passes because over there it's just perpetual darkness with barely any sun.
Yeah.
It's
It's
always
I
pretty
didn't
much
have any
over-
reference
always
point for
overcast.
your comment. I figured it was between
Oh.
you and Tim.
This is gonna be like a more frigid Washington State coast.
okay.
This is almost always overcast. Let's see here. Where'd you go? In Luskin. Alright. It's a prison.
I'm sorry, but what
Making
exactly is a prisoner's carnival? That's out of game.
Yeah.
Unless somebody said something, I wouldn't even know those words together as a character.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, yeah, I'll give you some of the highlights of as you're walking through town.
I honestly think we'd probably take the most direct route to the stables from where we are.
Yeah, but we don't
but
know the
you're-
direct route. Unless we get directions.
Well, as the kind folk told us at the place, just follow the horse shit.
So it's a making your way through the town. You'll pass through a few different things. Let's see. So the Illisk runes, there's just, some scattered runes. Looks to be... Who's proficient in history?
Hi.
You would know. I won't make you roll for it. You would know that this place was built on top of an Orcish city.
Oh.
These were Orcish, like ancient Orcish city. They slapped on top.
Okay.
But for the area, that kind of happens constantly. Like the orcs will come by and fuck up your city and then take it over for a few centuries.
Orc raids. Yay.
Yeah. So
Tim,
this was more like,
I have that full proficiency in history as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd know from your travels and learning of the lands and stuff.
And
Yeah, all the stuff. Can't miss the stuff.
all the stuff.
But yeah, you definitely walk past the prisoners' carnival. This is their court of justice, as they like to claim it. It is realistically public executions and torture.
Well then.
They're not talking about just stockade that people throw rubbish at. We're talking about wing.
We're talking there's literally one area that is for prisoners to fight each other to the death.
Mm-hmm.
They have a
Well, that
different
got
way
dark.
of doing things here. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Tornos
This
is
is a
kind
pirate
of walking
city.
around with like a sunken head, like, oh fuck.
This is a pirate city.
Happy I took that ring off out of game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say you'd pretty successfully make your way through this town. You get a very shady kind of feel from a lot of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hood up with my horn holes because I
Yeah.
don't like what's going on here.
Yeah, you'll make your way over to Balavar's House of Horses. Luskin's premier stable. And you see scratched underneath the sign where it says Premier, it'll say and only in small letters.
Fuck.
We go to procure yourselves some traveling equipment, some stuff to traverse the mountains. I see this is fairly busy part of town. He's always renting things out. You notice the pricing is pretty low. You're not quite sure why. Will, you know why. These horses are undead. You can rent out a horse you can't beat to death for real cheap. But they do have real horses too. But this is, you notice their reject horses, like, oh, that one's actually missing an eye. Like, oh god.
The closer we look at it, the more we notice that
Yeah.
these things aren't of the land of the living.
Yeah. It's a very ambiguous kind of city. You do see that there is one man that is just kind of eyeballing you. By eyeballing you, it looks like he has a very large gem eye.
A
Like,
horse or one of the stable hands.
it looks a bit cleaner than a stable hand. The stable hands are not particularly treated well.
Okay.
But yeah, he comes on over in what probably a few months ago was a rather nice silk ornate shirt and is now stained and disgusting with some of his gems and missing teeth. Like, I see you've been checking out the wares. I promise there's something for everyone.
As interesting as they are, I do apologize. We just need some traveling gear and a large cart, if you would be so kind as to spare one.
Oh, why, of course. He straightens himself to almost mockingly do like your posture back at you. And right this way, your majesties. He leads you through a few different tents. Looks like some of these carts are probably stolen. You're not sure if he has people go out and rob people and take their carts, but it definitely looks like maybe some
They're
of
not
these were
originally
found on
from-
the side of the road after a bandit raid.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well then.
I guess we have all manner of accommodations. Your friends seem to need a little more cushioning, so of course that will be more coin. But says there and pulls back a curtain, and you see a very beautiful looking. It's almost like a palanquin. I was like
That would take
trying to think of
definitely
how to
4 of us to
describe
lift,
it.
just saying.
What
Yeah.
does?
Palanquin takes it, well, usually at least 4 people to
Yeah.
lift.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, well, now that you showed us what your most expensive is to try to reel us in, why don't we show us something that's a little bit more affordable?
Scott, you
Sturdy.
notice that. Give me wisdom or intelligence, whichever one's higher for you.
Oh god. Okay. One moment, please.
We'll call it an investigation. We'll call it an investigation check.
Tim, do you need me to roll a persuasion?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're calling it Investo, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one moment, please. Loading. Loading. Oh, help. Come on. Really?
Do you need your investigation modifier?
I'm fairly certain.
I'm
it's
trying to
that.
think.
Tim, before he rolls, could I try to give him advantage on that? And kind of motion with my tail to have him look at what he needs to look at?
So you see him kind of looking at this cart, almost like vaguely, like, huh?
Okay, I got +1.
And you come over and like, is there something you noticed, my friend? Yeah, I'll give you the advantage as he's
Thank
helping you.
Much better. 18 total.
This is Resmir's palanquin.
Oh, fuck.
Resman,
So you can take it that word of the Black Worm Speaker's death has reached many a place. And some people were a bit more opportunistic than others.
considering that his palanquin is here, I would take that as yes.
No, that's her. That's the one we
That was
killed on the
the-
Cloud Castle.
Yeah.
Out of game, do we want to do this? Because I've always wanted to do this, but I don't know if we should do this.
Realistically, it's not gonna carry your party.
It's not, and it's
And it wouldn't be able to hold Paragon unless we all did it.
He was showing you some shitty, rickety, like covered wagons, and then he was like, "Oh, but for the distinguished buyer, this ornate box for one that your other 4 party members can carry you in." I'd say, looking through the stuff, what you would consider to be what you're looking for, it seems to be like I'm trying to think of the correct term, a Romani caravan
we're
built
just
on a boat that is on skis.
So that would be good for snow. It's
You
on
wanna-
skis, like a sled.
Mm-hmm. This is
But-
probably the closest you can get to an all-terrain vehicle for the tundra zone,
right.
and it would fit your entire party. It's about 20 feet long, so it'll fit your entire party. Depending on the size of the person, 3 to 4 people inside of the little thing.
Right.
The horse is more than capable.
It was more of a joke.
Yeah.
And to possibly pique the guy's interest. I mean, how often do you see an 8-legged draft horse even when you're in the trade.
Mhm. Like, so yeah, he sees that it catches your eye, and you just kind of feel the warmth of his dank grog breath. As a something caught your eye. Ah, yes, she's quite a beaut. The famous Torg's caravan. Unfortunately, Torga will not be needing this much longer. He's like, those chaps that brought the sunlight to the north seem to have shown her an endless night.
Would I recognize the name from some kind of tale?
Not so much from that. As resources are pretty scarce, she's like a very renowned smuggler for north of the spine of the world. But this is Torg's caravan, so she inherited from her father, who was a renowned smuggler and gangster of Luskin. This was their, I can get across the tundra, or I can say fuck you and get across this lake. Suppose I'd be willing to part with her, or are we thinking of renting or buying?
Got it, Ken.
What do you say?
He said thanks for the visual, because he was very interested to see what an 8-legged pony would be like, I would suppose.
Mm-hmm.
My horse is amazing.
Yeah.
That's
We're
why
still
that
at
horse
court.
in
Where are you coming
Destiny
from?
has so many asses.
Yeah.
Wow!
I'm sorry, Liz, I was lost in Scott's comment for a minute.
I'm wondering why he got like we were still in the cart, and he goes back to the horse.
Pony.
Scott's brain works in some type of way.
Unless
I don't
somebody
know.
messaged him something and he was just reacting
Kenny
to
did.
it.
Yes.
Rent or
That
buy?
explains it. Okay. I couldn't understand how we got derailed. That explains it. How much would it be to buy it?
Oh, for such a unique and cherished cart, I suppose I can let her go for 1,500 gold.
Renting work? Do you rent by the week or what?
Oh, rent by the day.
I'm gonna go over to it and essentially like start kicking the wheels, checking it out, making sure that we're not all going to die and this isn't a screaming metal death trap.
Yeah, give me investigation.
As he's doing that, I'm going to.
Wait, but let him answer how much it is by the day.
It's 14, by the way, just for the investigation, just so we're curious.
For the investigation, okay.
Scott, you might not like me for doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna try to subtly
I'll tell you,
my words.
30 gold a day.
How long do we reckon we're gonna be gone?
Gabe, do we have any idea of a timeline?
Not
Like
really.
travel-wise?
You suppose getting up there, if you don't run into massive complications, should be maybe 3-day trip.
Alright, so let's guesstimate a week? Because if we're talking a 3-day trip, we're at least talking a 3-day trip back.
Okay.
I'd say guesstimate 2 weeks for.
I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do this anyway. So I'm gonna cast
I was waiting for it.
Charm Person, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. Can we try to get this for 5 gold a day?
You're gonna realize it afterwards. Just so you know.
It don't matter.
I don't want to do this, but
He doesn't have to be here. Like, next time we have this interaction, he could have just miraculously died on our adventure. Quote unquote. Meanwhile, he's standing like 4 blocks away. This is all out of game, by the way. Like, just for clarification.
no, fair enough. So, Tim, I'm casting Charm Person.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
need
turns to you. His smile fades. 80 gold a day. And he looks you with his eye that is a gem.
That gem had something to do with it, didn't it?
Yes.
Damn it.
This used car salesman, who is the only game in town for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
is not going to be swindled by Charm Person when the Arcane Brotherhood is always knocking on his door.
It was an attempt.
I will sit there and say, both of you have high charisma. No one asked for a discount, just straight up.
That's why I was kicking the tires.
He had a chance to.
Yeah.
He just as I was finding out it was 30, he was already casting.
Oh, I know. That's what I was like. His go-to is let me try and force this guy to give us a discount.
Yeah.
I even have the extra for persuasion.
Yeah, she has like a lordship essentially that gives her.
Advantage on persuasion and deception attempts.
Yeah, I definitely fubbed that.
all the charisma and persuasion in the
Tornos'
world.
jaw is gonna drop, and I'm gonna pull my hood back and like drop it. Be like, okay, now surely we can do better than that. And I'm gonna look over to our bard friend, and I'm gonna be like, the fuck. Just having a nice chat. Just got off our boat. Doing the blah
I mean,
blah
does
blah.
it look like it's worth 1,500 gold pieces? Or is it
For
like
his
it's
investigation check.
Hmm?
For Scott's investigation check, it's sturdy. It looks beat up. It looks like beat up in the way that it has been used. It definitely has seen some chases and some attacks and stuff, but it is a hardy vessel.
But
I
that's
mean-
what
Do we want to buy it outright, or do we want to try to see if we can persuade him back to being
No,
kind to us?
I think I fucked that up completely. I don't think we're gonna be able to persuade anything. At again,
Well, I might be able to persuade him into thinking that you are a youthful imp.
it's kind of why I
Be
was
my
kicking
guess.
the tires to see if I could start a conversation. Be like, oh, it seems like it's actually pretty worthwhile.
Well, hello. He walks over to Will. To Scalero. And he peeks around his back. Perhaps he plucks the gem out of his eye and buffs it on his dirty silken shirt before he plucks it back in. Can come to some sort of arrangement. He smiles. We see the couple missing teeth as well as the couple golden capped ones.
If you're talking about our metal friend, he is not something for sale. He is a friend.
Oh, it's a he, is it? Even more interesting.
Out of
I
game, I gotta
may-
say this. It would be hilarious for Kyron to come back to his character waking up somewhere completely foreign to him. Being
I'm gonna
who
go
he is as
ahead.
a character.
I'm gonna remind y'all where you met him. He was literally at the bottom of a pile of loot that bandits had stolen from people. They thought he was armor, so he just emerged from a pile of gold and like silks and other shit that they stole from people. And all I was imagining is you guys were like, you can hold on to him while we're doing this. And then he comes to, and he is in the middle of this pile of loot. Like, what the fuck?
Not again. Alright,
Yeah.
so add a game. Because I don't know what the hell you guys want to do.
I'll say, who wants to? I'm gonna start doing it this way. Who wants to give me an insight check for an overall vibe of how this is going?
Insight?
Yeah.
I have a +3 to that.
Good
Everybody
luck.
got better?
So Scott, you want to help tomorrow?
I'll help. I have the same modifier. It's a +2.
Okay,
but
didn't
go ahead.
know.
So do an
Yeah.
advantage?
Yeah. Vibe check.
Oh my shit! I don't even know if it's gonna stay still. Hold on. I'm hoping the die does not fall off because I rolled a 1 and a natural 20 and I want to show it to you. But the 1 wants to jump off. Like it is only just on the map.
Mm.
So it'd be a 23 total.
Okay. He definitely did not like that fucking stunt.
No, I
But
know.
he is 100% a businessman. And he feels like he might be able to make money off of you guys somehow. So he's still open, but
Sir.
know that you're not dealing with some schmuck.
Excuse me, sir. I don't believe I caught your name.
Yes, because I haven't given it. He sits there, he waves an iron horseshoe at your face, just gives a little touch to your cheek. All right, just checking.
Tornos. I'll extend a
I'd
hand.
say you would definitely understand. He totally thought you were pulling some face shit on him.
Okay.
That's why he waved the iron horseshoe at you.
I understand this. I
Hey, this
understand
thing
this
going
very
iron?
well. I understand this very well. Not a fan of Faye. I take it.
I'm a fan of whoever I can strike a deal with, but there certainly are some you have to. And he turns and looks. He doesn't turn. The gemmed eye on its own turns and looks at Balazar.
I
Some
see.
you have to pay attention to.
Well, hopefully there's still a deal that can be stricken. She seems like a very sturdy machine. Is there anything that we can acquiesce for you while we are out and about in the tundra that might help? And I'll just glare in Balazar's general direction and then come back and meet the man at eye level.
He perks up. Oh, traveling through the spine, I see. Well, my last few trading caravans, and he looks over towards some of these look like horrifically large creatures, clawed these open. Were not successful in returning my investment. But, he, reaches into one of his pockets, licks the back of it looks like a little slip of paper, and slaps it to the side of the boat. You see it glow slightly. It looks like some runes before it kind of just melts into the wood. Suppose I could, offer you a fair trade? You seem like hardy folk.
Well, I don't know if this will make any difference, but and I'll just lightly ting-ting on my armor. It helps a lot. I don't
Like-
know what exactly we'd be up against, but every day is an adventure, and hopefully we can come to some sort of arrangement. Again, given
Yes.
this one.
You're used to courtly sparring then.
Let's see. Let me
Real
see
world
here.
experience.
Do-do-do. There's a very peculiar item that we once were able to sell and acquire very easily, but unfortunately our ties with the Brotherhood have been trimmed back.
On that note, do you know of anyone who deals in, let's call them arcane oddities? I.e., not to be too exact, your gem eye and or something of the like.
He's like, ha! As a matter of fact, I do. I think you'd enjoy her company very much. Sorry, just looking through to see, Mhm. There's a concluded. There seems to be a rather
Good news, New Jersey.
uh,
More residents
eager
have
student
affordable health coverage
who
than New Jersey. Established by
offered me quite some
Covered New Jersey
coin
choices and more savings
to have someone escort her in her studies.
health insurance.
Like,
Now is the time to enroll.
perhaps
Only 10 people
I found just the people to take her.
preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. And many pay $10 a month. or
Let me
less.
see
Find
here.
your plan at getcovered.nj.
Oh, there's so many fucking names. Give me 1 second.
I know what that's like. NPC lists.
There we go.
Those planning to DM
kill
in the stream,
those.
pro tip, do it early. Get your 47 fucking loot rolls done now.
I was trying so hard to get back to my house early, and boy howdy, am I just so damn wanted. Only in the last 5 minutes before I go, though, so that I can stay there forever. That's a ship. That's a ship. Where'd you go, bitch? All right. Yes. You're going to look for. How did I fucking lose this? There we go. Macath, the Crimson.
Now, on a different note, while I have you, is there any deity that the town, as a general consensus, worships? And is there any deity that we should avoid the name of while in town?
I'll double check, because that has changed
Because
dramatically.
I see that my friend
over
here
time.
has stepped on toes, and the last thing that I would want to do is do that.
Let me double check, because I was gonna say that has bounced back and forth a little bit, so I want to try and see at what
As my-
era or stage they'd be at here.
Out of game, I know that this is not our turf friendly, so I'm gonna treat it as hostile until proven otherwise.
I see. yes, Tamara. He's saying this nerd needed an escort, so you do that for him. You get your cart. There, she's going up that way anyway, and then he gets the money for helping her out.
So we wouldn't have to rent it, or that would be
No,
that's
you wouldn't have to rent it. He would be giving it to you because he'd be getting a far greater sum of money from this chick, because you'd be escorting her.
Okay.
Oh, nope, that's too far back. Post spell click.
Anything we need to know about her? Volo,
Well, let him get to your other question first.
Overload.
Yeah, I guess they aren't particularly huge in their faith. In the town, you would notice on your way the Winter Palace. A great complex with soaring white spires, no roof. It was an open court of stone pillars and arches. It was as if all this beautiful archwork and everything like that. But again, yeah, no roof to allow snow and such to, fall within. This is a temple to Auril, the Frost Maiden. People here, I'd say generally would go with Lathander occasionally. Less for his God of Light aspect and more for his Traveler aspect.
Okay.
A handful of other smaller deities. They don't seem to be overwhelmingly devout. But that also is because the Arcane Brotherhood, who essentially is trying to become the new Netherese Empire and usurp the gods, they're like, yeah, fuck your petty fucking worships. They didn't outlaw it, but they were like, no, we're not we're not playing that game. But yeah. Let's see, there is also a temple to Timora, as I would say Tamara, through your connections with the Harpers, you would know there's a gambling ring here. They're kind of a thief ring, but it's mostly running games. And that's why they worship Timora, the goddess of luck. She similarly has if I'm remembering correctly, a shrine in Phandalin as well.
I definitely heard her story before, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Am I gonna spell this fucking word?
But yeah, you're going to be looking for a red tiefling woman.
No shit.
Copy image. Bam.
Oh damn, we have a picture and everything. Pulling it over. Point.
And then you would be able to meet her at... Oh, damn, that hurt. A hole in the wall in the city. Funny. The Red Dragon Inn. I don't know if that is supposed to be in this town, because there is the Red Dragon trading post, but I really do like that game outside of it. Yeah. Sit there. He'll look at you. He'll kind of grimace towards your bard. But he'll spit in his hand and say, "What do you say?"
I got spit in my hand. We have an accord.
Ha! Grasp each other's hands. You feel a tingle. I'd say with your eye, you don't have to activate it. that was a magical sealing of a contract.
Yeah, I figure. That's probably
So
what
he-
the
he
red on the
wasn't-
boat is.
Yeah.
In a world where it's important to put your
I think
best
he's
you need the world's most ambitious
monitoring his investment.
Series 9 low
That's fine.
from Grok.
I'd prefer, you know, Amazon be able to track the package and all that anyway. So,
Yeah. In case he has to get his ship back, he wants to know where to pick it up, and you know, shake your corpses off in the nearest ravine.
I'm just saying that most of this stuff did come from dead adventurers.
Yes. Whew. Let me see here. Is anyone going to look for anything else in the meanwhile, or are we going to check in with our?
He said that this woman was arcane based.
Yes,
Arcane
she is studying with the Reformed Arcane Brotherhood.
Potions?
This would be
Potions?
more academic than necessarily power hungry mages that are allowed to roam the city.
Potions.
I would say
We
you've
can
passed
ask
a number
her
of these
about
people.
the sword.
I'd say you've passed a number of people that look fairly magical. You've seen small rings that have been kind of affixed. It covers 2 of the fingers. It looks to be made of this black glass looking stuff. But
Alright, Scotty, to answer you about healing potions, I have 8 greater healing potions that I made.
yeah,
I
she can
think
make
it-
them like a motherfucker.
Huh?
I was saying you can make them like a motherfucker.
I was gonna say I'd like to top off my kit so that I had the means to make more if we need more during the trip. Or I had downtime, rather. I don't know how that would run me, but I figured we could just kind of not roleplay that. Let's just say, you know, we'll get a tally. We also have 25 pounds of crocodile meat. And 4 perfect crocodile hides if we'd like to get rid of those.
I was gonna get some new shoes.
Well, maybe they'd like to be made into shoes. I don't.
But yeah, he pretty much says, you know, they're gonna scrub her down, get her waxed up and ready for shipping. He's prepping it essentially because the girl you're escorting also paid for provisions. So he's like, I'm gonna load this cart up for you. You go check in with her and we'll get this shit rolling. You see some of his stable hands trying to. Before I make the assumption, is Sleipnir out walking with you?
My spear?
No,
Your
you're like a draft horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you see the stable hands are very scared. He's not being overly rowdy, but he's,
I'm gonna walk
you
up
know,
and be like, "Whoa, boy, please, not here. Home is fine, not here. Animal handling.
let me double check something here. So if I'm remembering this correctly.
I think it's kind of like you're familiar. So
Yeah. So it, you know, in Rotel Dorado, how they talk to the horse and he pretty much responds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. Actually, like, fine.
Thank you.
He doesn't really speak, but one of the cool things with Fine Steed is your steed has an intelligence of 6.
Nice. So it gets it. It may
Yeah.
not understand fully, but it gets it.
It can communicate, yes. It is not a mindless animal.
Beautiful.
Like, well, you see these very scrawny drow gentlemen. Oh, I, easy, and waving like a half beat up carrot at him. And he just, and you see him kind of walk over to a barrel, kick in the top, and start just lapping up ale.
The horse is helping himself to a thing of
Yeah.
ale.
I'll
Yeah.
flip each of them a gold. Like, this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah. Think we, I mean, it's a pretty straight shot to get to the bar, unless you're making pit stops.
If we got potions covered, I'm fairly certain I'm
Yeah.
good.
I just want ingredients to make more, but I can get that anytime during your narrative, wherever it fits in.
Yeah.
And just no role playing, just whatever the cost is. You know,
Yeah.
you're not trying to delay
Uh,
narrative.
Yeah.
Just let me know what I got and how much it is.
So you'd be able to get over to the inn. You notice it's pretty raucous. Seems like there seems to be more jovial in here than it is for the rest of the city. See if I can pull this thing up.
Hey,
Son
Tim.
of a bitch. Yes.
Walking through town, have I noticed any signs that the cult has been here?
It's any sign that the cult's been here?
Yeah. Like anybody in a purple flashy robe or anything of the like?
Give me perception, and then Will, give me perception with advantage.
Well, I don't see fucking shit, so I'm gonna burn that fucking advantage once a day because that's a nat 1. And that's not much better, that's a 6.
You
What am I at?
are. Oh, it's a perception.
Okay.
Like Scott is distracted by trying to make sure
And keep my hood on.
no one is touching his goddamn book.
Yeah. Like, okay, I still have everything? We're safe, we're good. Okay. Like phone wallet
Yeah.
keys over and over again.
$15.
15. Let's see here. It is very distinctly devoid of anything that seems like it could be the cult.
Okay.
Except for Resmir's Paliquin, but that could have been taken.
Yes. The
Offset.
only things that are remnant of it are anything you've seen that looks like it's been salvaged, like it's been scrapped or salvaged from
Okay.
them at some point.
He is the recruiter to find a better job.
Alright, I need a restroom break, so just let me know what I missed.
Yeah.
Dreams through that lens, you want to take that step up. ZipRecruiter put me in front of the people that I
I'm grabbing hydration, so
Mhm.
keep it rolling. Do not let me interject.
watching my resume and letting me know this is actually working. I get to work from home 3 days a week.
So
Which is
just
a job
do
that I
that.
deserved but didn't think was out there.
What job will ZipRecruiter help you discover? Find out at ZipRecruiter.com.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C. What's up? 3 everyday Joes perfecting their bank.
Oh.
Joe A is locking
Well,
in his
fuck
losses
me,
with
huh?
Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Tis the season
Okay.
for something special. The Starbucks Sugar Cookie Almond Milk Latte. Red and green sprinkles.
Was it?
Dairy buttery yum and blonde espresso.
I didn't say anything.
So I have the
Find your cheer
this-
Starbucks app today.
the armband of Odin from when we did did that
Yeah.
Yeah, so it replicates itself weekly. How many of those would I have by now?
Just once, I'd say. So the weeks in the game are called 10 days. So there's 10 days per month, and roughly the same amount of days a year. You guys, actually, I'd say twice. Between you got back, you got rested, talked to the council, rested in Phandalin, and then traveled here. I'd say that'd be at least 20 days. Or close to it, at least.
Okay.
Stocking up your
Didn't we
money.
get that during the one that was done for Scotty's birthday last year?
Yes.
Yep. And then we didn't have a session for 11 months.
There's only 6 months.
No, it was 11.
For Scotty's birthday, you guys did a bunch of fighting. Got put up in those rooms for the night when you were convincing Blagathus to turn against
Oh,
them.
no, you
Did
gave a good
that.
estimate because that was session
Yeah.
41. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just seems so much longer. All right, now I'm
Yeah.
actually doing
There's been a lot of stuff that's happened even in just a relatively short amount of sessions.
Now we are here. I hadn't actually got up yet.
You got killed.
I've just been sketching this whole time. I'm like, what's gonna work? I don't know.
Oh, why can't I find the goddamn Red Dragon Inn? This is killing me. Is it not?
Does the incense mace I have a specific name, or
The who?
the mace that I got the other week? What, does it have a specific name, or like what do I call this thing?
Call it Sally. No, I'm kidding. Trying to think of the context of which this would get named. Huh. Oh god, I have to come up with something clever. Oh, I can't play it. I can't play the thing. But we're gonna call it the sound that I want to play. But we're gonna call it the beep. The sensor. Because that is the literal name of the incense holder or burner. It's called the sensor. Get it? I censored the sensor. Will, do you get it?
Yes.
I can dig it.
I don't know. If that's gonna be placeholder name for now, but yeah, we're gonna call it the sensor. But we're gonna spell it sensor. Because you're a holy man and you're gonna beat things to death that are considered unclean. Are we prepared? Are we good?
My body is ready. My God has told me so.
My body is chrome. My blood is gasoline.
Around every 2 seconds. Not only on the game, but on the game of life. Betting that love is just a swipe away. Betting on picking up that curious hitchhiker carrying a bowling bag. Betting that he doesn't turn out to be a cornhole prodigy. Every moment in life is a bet, but life doesn't offer you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. So bet on America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel, and make every moment more.
It's the Sprite Holiday Special.
Yeah. You know what makes the season the season? Family. So, let's raise a glass to those who couldn't get here tonight.
I'm Debbie.
Is this a show?
And to my brother Ray.
Can't start this party without Uncle Ray.
Developments. Here we go.
To the mailman. With my
This is so... Well, that's weird. This is, doesn't. Yeah, I guess that leaves it open for me to interpret. But yeah, you guys make your way to this tavern. You notice it's not particularly a tavern, so much as a stock house that it seems a lot of employees of the Red Dragon trading post hang out and relax between jobs. And by that I mean sometimes they are sharing a chuckle, sometimes they are bashing each other with the tables. So you do notice there is someone that pretty much almost immediately as you go in, you're like, oh wow, this place is pretty nice compared to the... And someone gets thrown immediately through a table. The tavern wench comes over and she picks a coin out of the guy who is crashed through the table, picks a coin out of his pocket before she nods towards someone else to come drag his body off the table, and you see the table start to reform again.
Oh.
Looking around, you guys noticeably see no other tieflings.
Well, I'm sticking out like a sore thumb.
Looks to be mostly some of the people from like the town, the Luskins. Some of these larger folk, not quite Goliaths, but probably the human, like the closest a human could get to being one. And you notice behind the actual counter is a very happy looking dwarf. You can probably tell from the way he's dressed and the fact that he's behind the counters. He is the owner of this establishment. What would you like to do?
First of all, I want to see if we're getting any weird looks. So I'm gonna percept.
Okay.
18? 19. 19.
Okay. You come in here. You definitely attract some attention at first. Some angry looks, some amused looks. Overall, you're not getting the vibe they give a shit.
Okay, I'm gonna whip my hood off and I'm gonna approach the counter. So, my good man, couple inquiries.
Yes, you're looking for work, I hear. Yeah,
Work?
standard 4 gold a day, potion. You get your wounds tended to upon completion of your missions.
Well, more on that later, actually. I'm looking for her, first and foremost. I don't know, if there's anything to expect, because I'm currently hired for a job for escorting the tiefling. Well, the only other tiefling in here. And how much for a night? And do you guys have ale on tap?
It's like, ha! He sits there, and he waves his hand, and you see a jug from this wall of jugs come over. What's your poison?
I'm gonna flip him a gold. Whatever you got, keep them coming. And I'm just going to enjoy my drink, not guzzle it, but enjoy my drink and try to blend as casually as I can. It's like Leslie Knope trying to be cash.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Okay. You sit there. It seems like he doesn't. Trying to think how this is gonna go. So he kind of just chuckles a little bit. He waves that jug over. You see it kind of turn over a few times before a cork comes out, and it pours itself into a tall, skinny flute. It looks like he's pouring liquid fire.
That's sick.
Like, well, here you go, lad. I was like, as for your choice of companionship you're looking for, Kath hasn't been here in ages. I don't know why he finds it so funny to word it this way. He nods, and the tavern wench comes over and says, You'll be wanting to talk to the one in the corner. You see there is a very mousy woman kind of sitting in the corner. Occasionally, with the bar fights breaking up around, you'll see a stein thrown across the room, and all of the booze and everything stops a foot away from her and falls to the floor. Her corner is impeccably clean.
It's the Sprite Holiday Special.
We all know that there's Christmas magic, there's holiday music magic. Then
Well.
there's that world when it all comes
saunter my way over. Gingerly, not like menacingly.
Yeah. You see her look up. Noticeably, an older human woman, white hair, and an eye
We'll
patch.
make a new bet around every 2 seconds. Not only on the game, but on the game of life.
I suppose you're the next set of adventurers that you've sent my way.
Picking up that curious hitch
Correct, miss. And I'll extend a hand.
and betting that he doesn't turn out to be a cornhole prodigy.
Harpo.
Every moment in life is a bet.
She puts her hand out gingerly.
$1 back in free bets if you don't
Veline
bet
Harpo.
America's #1 sportsbook.
Charmed.
And make every moment.
Tornos, Ixir. I have been told things have not been going well for the subject in question.
Solemn look on her face says, yes, unfortunately my student has not been in contact in some time now. She had
Go on.
she had gone north to find some answers about the dragon. Seemed overtly interested in the attack on the host tower by the dragons and how one was able to drive off such a thing by themselves, as the story goes. I fear she may have poked a little too far. She
all together?
reaches. Oh yeah, if you're following them.
I didn't
but
do an
she'll-
insight check then.
Okay.
Sorry. Sciences are being assholes. Oh. So yeah. It's just a +3. I know nothing. I rolled a 6. I get 3 of that, so it's 9.
Can I give advantage since I'm the one talking to her?
Sure.
Worse, I rolled a 2.
Hmm.
Nice try though.
She is stone-faced.
My poker face.
It's too uppity and clean. I can't take this info. Actually.
Yeah, so she tells you, let's see. She's been one of the most promising students that the new Reformed Brotherhood has seen. One of the few with access to the deepest libraries of the host tower.
Oh.
She had questions about the last Rage of Dragons.
Rage?
Rage of Dragons.
Oh boy.
Or the Draco Rage. Let's see what the, how long ago that would be if any of you have been alive for one. Tomorrow would be I would have been alive for a couple of them. What is it? Huh? All right. So the first one that you would have been alive for tomorrow led to the destructions of cities and death of thousands across the Moonsea, the Dalelands, Cormyr, and other regions. So these would be pretty much ancestral elven homelands. And I'd say you'd know this as one of the things where they were finally like, nope, let's get the fuck off this plane and over to Evermeet. Really helped drive the retreat. It happened again about 20 years after that. This one, dragons had raged and attacked Luskan as well. This was considered to be one of the most violent ones. It lasted an entire year. It just seemed as if dragons just swarmed and went crazy and decided to destroy shit. No one particularly knew why. But yeah, she seemed pretty invested in learning about that. Her questions led her to a conclusion that she'd only be able to find the answer she's looking for by asking a dragon.
Bitch did what
Do
now?
I know of a dragon to the north? Or tales of a main one up there?
History check, Dad?
Yeah, give me a history check.
That's not good. I can tell you right now that's not good. Even with my +4, that's a 10.
Let me see. You know, there are a handful. I would say at least 2 ancient white dragons up here. One of which is presumed. The third one I would say is presumed dead, and that's who Icewind Dale is named after, Icewind.
Oh shit.
But there's been talk of 2 others, a pair that mates, but not frequently. One seems to be mad. The female dragon seems to have gone mad. I'm trying to think. Oh man, some of this info is like so much more pertinent to the other group that I'm just like, okay, this has nothing to do with you guys, so no reason to tell you.
Untrue.
None of you guys are. Huh. No, yeah, that wouldn't have come up yet. You would have heard that, you know, of the 2, there's like the crazy female, and then the male who is a bit more decisive with his hatred. From what she's telling you, though, she hadn't actually met the dragons. She was collecting information, but she fears this might be like why she hasn't heard from her. She went, fuck it, I'm gonna try and talk to this dragon. All sources of scrying and other magical means can only locate her ship, adrift and heavily damaged. Some of the crew seem dead, but no sign of the tiefling sorcerer. I was like, however, the lair of a dragon as powerful as Aranthator is no doubt protected against scrying magic.
ARAN.
Let me get you here.
Thank you. Like my grammar only goes so far.
Yeah, but scrying takes you to what you were looking for, so if they were scrying on her and it led us to the boat, led them to the boat, even though it didn't lead them to her.
Not necessarily. So they scry on her and they don't really see anything, but they'll scry on some of her objects, say, or people that they knew she was with, or the ship itself, and they'll find that, but they can't find her specifically. Not even a dead body.
Oh, her ship would be. She went by the waterway as opposed to the land that way we wanted to go, right?
Yes, but
they're seeing a ship
perhaps
that in the water.
Yeah, I was like, but perhaps going the way that you know someone died. maybe go the other direction and check.
Well,
for
yeah, I just my brain went. Well, if we go looking for her, we can go save the people there. But we're not going by water. We're going by land.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody should be sent out to go by water to help whoever might be alive.
She's saying she hasn't been heard from in over a week. The last contact that she had gotten was, I may have found a way to bridge the gap and communicate with these powerful beings. Not that she was necessarily going to yet, but that she found a way to.
Oh boy, this sounds way above my pay grade. But job must be done. Any advice, gear, people I should speak to before I leave? And I was told that you very well may also know something about the arcane in the
So go somewhere to talk about it.
mysterious ways.
She's going to... Let me see my thing here real fast. Do. Where'd you go, you son of a bitch? There we go.
Man, it's so hard to come up with the original fucking ideas, I swear.
Oh god damn it, I went all the way down and it brought me... I was like, oh, let me go down to... And they were like, nah. You don't get to. Fuck you.
Said
Let
nah,
me see
B.
the fucking spell list, bitch. Damn.
That's all you need. I said nah.
Give me the list. There we go. You... For everyone but yourself, because that's a single one. Huh. Okay, I was gonna say, you notice around you grows darker and quieter, and you feel the energy of your glowing eye fade.
Oh shit.
I know plenty of the arcane, child of Odin. Before it, everything gets back to loud and boisterous. It's like, that is why I had taken on an apprentice. And she goes back to scrolling through this book, which looks like the same language that you're trying to ask her about.
Well, a more quiet location would be preferable. Seeing as it may pertain to, and I'm going to lean in and whisper Netherese. See if that gets her attention.
She looks up at you and she yells out in this language. You're not quite sure what. She's like, huh? Huh? Everyone kind of, stopped and like, huh? She's just like, ah. You're never as well disguised as when you're in the open with buffoons like this around.
Is there an open seat at her table?
Yes.
I am going to readily availably kind of nudge Tamara, like, hey, you might want to, like, this may be our one shot to find out anything about what the fuck this is.
I assume the noise in the room kind of went back to its normal.
Yeah.
We came across a weapon that seems to be capable of discussing with us. And not knowing whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, I'll put it in a safe place. Is that something you may be able to help discern?
Well, yes, that would fall under one of the many skills I possess.
Alright, then I am going... I mean, it's not a dagger, so do you want me to bring it out here? I don't want anybody thinking I'm starting a fight.
Click or tap the banner to listen to your top songs 2022.
Have you sat at her table?
Tornos nudged me to the chair, so yeah.
Like,
It's quiet
you slide in
at her
before I
table.
do.
It's quiet at her table. Those who are not seated at her table see her reading her book. People who are seated at her table see that the book is lying flat on the table, and she is looking at Tamara and Tornos to talk to them. Tornos, your eye is out again.
And I would have noticed the difference.
Okay.
You're
Right?
within an anti-magic bubble currently, but it is also functioning as a cone of silence. Nothing really penetrates her bubble here. She is a very powerful wizard.
Faye in their spaces.
Yes.
Alright, so then I will...
She is tiny hutting.
Tiny cutting. Alright, then I will present the sword, which I don't know if it would do anything since it's in her bubble, but she might still be able to figure out its qualities.
She's not specifically tiny hutting, but yeah, she's like holed up in this corner. But yeah, we pull the sword out. Let's see if I had a specific name for that guy. There you are, Resmere, you son of a bitch. Resmere. I really wanted to get someone with that rug of smothering. After the ones.
Wait, okay.
All right. That didn't type. Hazaron. There you go. Hazaron. Like, I know this name. Right. Yeah, you pull this thing out. You see, it's not nearly as looming as it once looked. So you can get a better look at its design. But you hear it speak. Like, what is this feeling? What have I been brought here for? Are we killing the old woman? You see her put her hand onto the blade and just now and run her finger down the blade. We're going to mind our manners, aren't we? And you see where her nail was dragging, it began to kind of etch in. It begins to curse out in Netherese. And she responds to it back, and it kind of seems like shocked. It's like, what did you bring me to this one for? Is this rude tool of what you speak?
Yep.
Book.
He goes to start on something. It sounds like he's about to lecture, like, I'm Cave Johnson, but he's yelling in this language you can't hear. You can't understand. It's like, okay, enough of that. And silences him. Well, this is quite the toy you've found yourself in league with, I suppose. You don't really possess one that's alive. And how have you managed to come upon the Sword of Hazaron?
Kind of just fell in our laps, more or less. And didn't seem like a good idea to leave it behind.
Well, yes. I'm sure he's been quite the charmer. She looks like she's dialing his sound back on, and you hear him kind of almost finishing up what he's yelling. It's like, Lord General, we are having a conversation. You can either be a part of it, or you can return to lifelessness. He stays silent for a moment and says, life, I suppose. I was like, yes, he's just a weak, bit cranky. His blessing by the council was for him to achieve immortality like he's always wanted. He simply did not think it would be as a blade. He should be very cooperative. I think he's just a bit lonely and longs for battle.
Insight check.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
You are a piece of shit tonight, Dice.
I mean, I can give you advantage if you want to try again. Since we're both doing this all together.
That was a 12 total, so I'll take the fucking advantage. Not much better. No, that was worse. That was an 8. So 12 total.
I'd say from the reaction of Hazaron to what she's saying, she's being at least mostly truthful, if not maybe exaggerating a bit to stick in his craw. Like, yeah, I'll just give you, upon looking up the name, you would have seen he was a very successful general of the Netherese Empire. And, oh, Chiron. Oh, Chiron. Someone remember this for Chiron.
writing it.
Once a successful military commander for the Netherese Empire, Lord General Hazaron led numerous skirmishes and rarely suffered a loss. Over a long military career spanning several centuries thanks to the spells of the Council, he was responsible for many significant protective actions. Summarily, he was selected for the process. And upon reporting to the laboratory, a Netherese black site,
What?
he was pressed into a great sword.
Okay. Black, purple.
This very successful Netherese general was
Shoved
bound
into
to
a
this
sword.
sword.
All right. What is the actual name? Because I can't catch the name when you say it.
Hazaron. So essentially she's saying he's not cursed. He's just kind of a dick who's been trapped in this sword for centuries and really just wants to kill things. Because it's very boring being a sword that doesn't stab.
So, no badness from letting him be part of our adventures then.
The worst he can do is tell you to do something shitty, and you do not have to listen to him.
Cool.
It's
Maybe he and Paragon will get.
I was gonna say, this is
Secret.
essentially the equivalent of Paragon telling you, yes, kill him. It's a suit of armor telling you to kill someone. You don't have to listen to him.
Alright, I'm highlighting this in. How about red for when Paragon goes vice?
And then the final thing that she'll leave you with is, Tornos, you feel very warm.
Like unusually warm.
Like
Like
you're
I'm wearing
used to
plate
the
mail.
slightly balmier, yeah. You're used to the balmier weather down south. Being up here, even indoors, you were feeling the bite. You feel toasty. The liquor.
Ah, beautiful.
She didn't tell him that. You're telling us that. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. She would probably tell you dress warm and probably suggest you all take a shot as you cross the spine of the world.
So we should buy a couple of bottles. Got it.
With that, I'll say you guys get your stuff packed and ready to cross the spine of the world. And go find a tiefling or a dragon or a mask.
Sounds good.
Bum 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 bum.
All right. With that, Papa Scooch loves you. Enjoy the people in your lives.